So Rick Ross sat down with Earn Your Leisure, the guys at Earn Your Leisure. And if you don't know them, they're these really popular YouTubers that really educate people about financial literacy, about business opportunities. They really give these like free YouTube webinars. It's all on their, it's like interviews, and they interview like different entrepreneurs, typically black entrepreneurs in many different fields. And you'll get like the A to Z on how to set up a specific business. So maybe like an Airbnb entrepreneur will tell you all the steps that you need to start an Airbnb business, or maybe someone that has like ATMs will make a video, will explain to you A to Z how to start your own ATM business. So I mean, they are really, I mean, they're definitely influencers to watch and to learn from. But so they interviewed Rick Ross about sort of like how he manages his business, because Rick Ross is a boss. I mean, he's really doing it. He has Wingstop. I mean, I'm sure he has like Maybach. He has Maybach Music, a music label, and he has so many different businesses and an empire. Let me see his net worth. Ricky Rose. And I'm sure this isn't accurate because Google's always like, it says he's worth $40 million, which is a lot of money. 45, some are saying 45 million, a lot of money. But honestly, I think he's worth way more than that. Because even the house he lives in is worth a lot anyway. I think he's worth way more than that. So let's check out a little segment from this interview so we can learn some like tips from Rick Ross, the boss himself, and how to get some money in life, how to get rich. But before we get into that, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. It really pushes this video out in the algorithm and encourages me to make more videos. This video is brought to you by Brand Video Pro. We help brands and influencers scale their influence and sales. So if that is of interest to you, head on over to our website and find out how we can help you. We have lots of resources. All right, let's begin.
I want to go back just for a second, because you said obviously you're an amazing businessman and you have a lot of assets. But what's a liability that you encountered during your career that you're like, you know what, damn, I shouldn't have did that one?
Man, I had 2 yachts at once.
In Miami?
Yeah.
Wow.
100-footer and an 80-footer.
Just cause?
Just cause. When you go on a run like I was on, man, it was just cause. And the experience of owning a yacht, before you've ever really kicked it with somebody who owned one, is you don't realize how much time you really away from these boats.
True.
I go out of town, by the time I come back, it's something need to be done, this, that, the captain, the this, the that, you know what I'm saying? I remember I took French Montana out, we was out 10 minutes and we both was handcuffed. You know what I'm saying? I had to finesse us back out. It's just, you realize later on, you know what I mean, when it's just something that, a passion or something you just desire, something you just want. I ain't really put no business thought behind it, you understand? Well, the person I am now, those same yachts, I'll be getting more money with them. At that point, I was like, man, I don't want nobody on my shit putting ashes everywhere.
Turned into an asset now.
Of course.
There it is. So we got to credit Ross with the pull up La Marina in the yacht. You inspired that line. You introduced him to the yacht life.
Of course.
There it is.
Of course. French will tell you we had a lot of good times on the bus.
So let me ask you this: we see all of your different brands that you are affiliated with, from Bel Air to Rap Snacks to, of course, Wingstop. How particular are you about putting your name on something? Like, I'm sure a lot of opportunities come through your door.
Right.
What is it where it's like, all right, this is something I'm gonna rock with, this is something that I'm not gonna rock with?
Really, it should just be something that as soon as I see it, I fuck with that. If you've got to sit there and try to sell me on it, I doubt if it come through. But if it's something that I just naturally fuck with, it should be a go. It should be a go. It's not just about the paper. It's something I always speak on. I walked away from seven figures up front for a cigarette campaign. I told them I don't smoke squares, homie. I can't help you on that. Well, we don't need you to smoke them. I can't do it, homie.
Yeah, and what's the approach? Is it a process going through the team first, or is it something like, sometimes you're saying, I like this brand, find out how I can be involved? What's the process?
I've done that a lot. I don't have no problem doing that. Same way I went and bought the John Deere tractor. I cut the grass a couple times, and I said, it's time for us to do some business. Yeah, y'all reach out to John Deere, let them know. I started putting them on my Snap. We had a conference call 2 weeks later.
Nice.
What's the vision? I came up with one right there in 20 seconds. It's easy. We need to get black farmers more involved with the culture. We need to get this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that. We need to support more of this, that, this, that. Yeah, it came naturally to me.
Makes sense. It makes sense.
Makes both sense and sense.
It's a fact.
You did one of the dopest things I've seen in a long time for your son's 16th birthday.
Right.
I believe you brought him a wing stop.
Right.
Talk about that, because that was
That's
something
insane.
that was very unique, very dope, very entrepreneurial. Like, talk about that a little bit.
You know, my son, he's a very mature individual. You know what I mean? He's actually a great student, a great son. You understand? And he's an amazing football player as well. And he's very mature. You know what I mean? He's grew up watching me run in and out of wing stops. He's always been, come on, I'm finna go to wing stop. Let's go. Come on. I grab a broom, you get the mop. Come on, let's go. He understands that. He gets that. So I just wanted to reward him as he coming into a young man, his maturity level, and let him know, come on, let me give you some of these responsibilities as well. Yeah. It's not.
Honestly, that's one of the greatest gifts that a parent can give their child, is to set them up. And I'm not talking about handing them stuff for free, right? But to give him setting responsibilities on your kids, teaching them how to take the keys, walking them to the door. That's what a lot of parents aren't in the position to do that in the first place. But even parents that are in the position to do that don't do it. And so I love to see that Rick Ross is being a great example,
Just money and paper, but it's also responsibilities. Little phone calls you sit in on here and there. Let me get your input on this and that, because it's valuable. I'm just letting them know how valuable he is.
And you grooming him for the future.
Most
and you
definitely.
provide an asset that, he can have later on down in life.
Most definitely.
That's why that was so dope, because it's like you could have just got him something that's a material item.
So important, especially at that age, that's such a formative age, being 18. For him to learn how to run a Wingstop, it's wow. Great on him, man.
Material item, but to actually get him a business and groom them in the business.
When you think about most rappers, that's what they do for their kids. They'll give them not even just like rappers, but just like a lot of parents that don't come from money, they'll just kind of spoil their kids, right? That, and it's like very impressive that this is what he's done.
Now it's like, mentorship on a whole different level on a business side.
Right. I think us as fathers and men, we got to teach our youngsters how to come into manhood and be responsible and take care of yourself, and not only yourself, but your family that you gonna create.
Teach your daughters that too.
So you're not just thinking for yourself. You got to be in a position and on a level to think and take care of others.
Well, I don't want to get the number wrong, but because every time we read about it, there's another Wingstop location that you've added to the portfolio. We know that McDonald's owns majority of the real estate that they put their franchises on. Is that something that you guys are envisioning?
McDonald's is making too much money.
Long term, like we're going to get the land and put the Wingstop locations on it, or are we leasing? What's the process now for you?
It's really depending on the situation, because there are spots where we own the land, as well as spots where we lease the land. A lot of times when we came into positions where we bought 3 or 4 at a time, because a lot of times you get offers from other franchisees. We know each other, we communicate with each other. It's other franchisees that want to make a move or do this or do that. Cool, they reach out to us, what situation you in. Sometimes they own the real estate, sometimes they don't.
Very, very interesting stuff. I mean, it's a long interview. It's an hour long. Definitely go check it out. He drops some amazing, incredible gems in terms of business and entrepreneurship. And it's just really great to see a musician because we've heard about so many musicians in the past, running into all this money and losing it. And as a creator, there are going to be periods of your life where you're going to run into a lot of money. And it's about reinvesting that money into your future and your longevity to ensure that you don't go broke. So, so many great lessons there. Go check this video out. And let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. A peace.